Good morning, everyone. It's October 13th, 2019. I'm Eric. How's everyone doing this morning? I hope you're well. Before I get started, please do give me a thumbs up, maybe a share, and a subscribe. All right. This one is obviously going to be about the rampant injustices across this country. First one I'm going to cover here, and I have several open, is school-to-prison pipeline exposed as 30,000 kids under age 10 arrested since 2013. And this comes from Jack Burns, by the way. I'm going to hit this. Shocking statistics reveal police have no problem arresting hundreds of thousands of kids 12 and under across the land of the free. Arrests of children have skyrocketed over the last decade, according to the latest statistics published by the FBI. Gone are the days of sending children to the principal's office for a paddling. Now children as young as 6 are getting arrested in police state America. And there's supposed to be protections in place to prevent children from being arrested for anything other than murder, but and other serious crimes. A child cannot possibly know the implications of what they're doing, just like a child cannot consent to sex because they don't understand the overall consequences. The statistics compiled from 2013 to 2018 revealed more than 30,000 children under the age of 10 have been arrested, averaging more than 6,000 kids per year. Equally disturbing is students 10 to 12 years of age topped 266,000. Now, in the past, students and children were disciplined with consequences such as timeout and paddling. As more and more schools replace handling things internally with external police state options like school resource officers, children are ending up with arrest records and their fingerprints stored in a database. And meanwhile, cops who are tasked with protecting and investigating child sex crimes are being arrested for molesting children. And this is not the only case. This too comes from Jack Burns. This happened in New York City. Once again, a special victims unit detective, the ones charged with investigating sex crimes against children, among other duties, has been charged with molesting a minor. Arrested last week, Detective Juan, I'm not just Detective Juan, 37, is accused of sexually abusing his daughter's friend, a 12-year-old girl. The cop was babysitting his daughter and her friend when the incident allegedly took place. He was a 13-year veteran whose job it is to keep tabs on registered sex offender. He now faces the possibility of becoming one himself. And then, of course, we can go here. This individual, cops coerce man with an IQ of 63 to confess to crimes he didn't commit, and he gets repeatedly raped in jail. Individuals with IQs this low have no business in a jail. This individual should have been, if anything, he shouldn't have been arrested at all because he was coerced into confessing to crimes he didn't commit. But if he were to be found that he did commit some of these crimes, his IQ is too low for him to effectively assist his attorney in his defense, and therefore would need to be placed in a mental institution. This happened in Humphreys County, Tennessee. Will Ferrell is a mentally challenged young man who was accused of touching a 7-year-old girl's genitals while jumping on a trampoline. Instead of immediately identifying the young man as having special needs and waiting for the results of a DNA test, detectives at the Humphrey County Sheriff's Department treated him as if he had an IQ of a normal young man and grilled him using less than ethical interrogation techniques. Ferrell's IQ is 63. And again, individuals with IQs that low do not have the mental faculties to properly defend themselves against any of these charges, and the DNA test would have proved him either innocent or guilty. And even if, and I hate to say this, even if they had found his DNA, he has an IQ of 63, which means he has the mental fortitude of, what, a five-year-old, something like that, and should not be placed in a prison. Now, over here, this too comes from Jack Burns. Victim speaks out after the cops who raped them got away scot-free. In this headline, a jaw-dropping documentary by BBC gave a voice to the victims of police officers' rape and how watching them get away with it adds insult to injury. Of course it does. This past summer, NYPD detectives Eddie Martins, 39, and Richard Hall, 34, got probation after initially being charged with kidnapping and rape of then 18-year-old teenager Anna Chambers. Now, for the first time ever, Chambers is speaking out. In a BBC documentary entitled Abused by the Police in graphic detail, Chambers recounts her story. The entire nearly 1-hour documentary starts off with Chambers relaying to the BBC exactly what happened to her while she was in custody with Martins and Hall. Now, if there's any good reason to homeschool your child, it's this. And, you know, I've played videos of officers assaulting children while they're at school. I've covered numerous articles of school resource officers being engaged in sexual abuse against children. And yet people somehow believe that it is safe for their children to go to one of these schools while these officers are present, and nothing is further from the truth. Not only that, but look how the Broward County Sheriff's Department officers cowered in fear while one of their fellow officers was inside a school killing multiple people. You might think that is a bullshit statement, but allow me to point out that the teacher's testimony, she all but said that it was a cop. And the other testimony from students of the school does not add up to what the official narrative is. There was cameras all over that school, and yet very minuscule amounts of video has been released, if any. And, you know, if they can't release the video, then they're hiding something. There are so many reasons to homeschool your children. I can't go through them all, but the top two is they may be charged with a crime and arrested, and they may be molested by the school's resource officer or assaulted. They may be molested by the school's principal or one of their teachers because they let these kinds of people around children. Anyway, and by the way, this really does go to show, we should not be giving authority to anyone over us, especially people who seek this authority. When they seek the authority, that means they will abuse the authority every time. The Stanford prison experiment proves this. Anytime you put someone in a position of authority over other human beings, they will abuse that authority. Always. Anyway, thought I would talk to you about this today. I hope everyone has a great Sunday, and until next time, kill the state, live free.